It's September 1939, and the Germans have invaded Poland. On the Western Front, the France do the same to Germany, but in far more limited a scale. We're playing a mission today that we're creating ourselves to represent the initial attacks during the Saar Offensive of September 1939. We'll go over the mission after setup, and let's take a closer look at the forces. All right, the French force for today. We have, at its core, a Category A Reserve Rifle Company. So they are just being run as a regular rifle company because these are well trained. We have 3 platoons each with 7 rifle MG teams and a VB, whatever the heck it is, grenade launcher. We have the headquarters with 2 rifle teams and a 60mm mortar team. We've got a unit of 4 Hotchkiss HMGs and a unit of 4 80mm mortars. A second formation, we're taking a command card formation of the cavalry company. So we have a recon HQ of 2 rifle teams. We have 2 units of cavalry recon, which are 7 rifle teams and 7 rifle teams. And this one will be mounted at the start of the game. Unfortunately, we don't have enough horses right now to have them all mounted, so we're just going to have these guys treated as dismounted right from the start. And then 2 60mm mortars and 2 Hotchkiss. And you can find that formation within the Blitzkrieg French command cards. And then in support, we have a unit of 5 Samwa tanks. We have a unit of 3 Hotchkiss H-35s, one of which has a 37mm. I think that's the combat platoon from the Samwa company. A platoon of 3 Renault R-35s. 2 75mm not anti-tank guns, artillery guns, there we go. And then we're borrowing, because I haven't quite received all my models yet, a quadruple set of 155mm howitzers from my Italians to stand in as some French World War I era 105s. And that will be roughly 115 points of French for today's force. Now we're going to look at the Germans.
Alrighty, so the defenders today are basically German landwehr, but we're using the infantry company out of the new Blitzkrieg German book. We got 1 platoon here, 1 second platoon here, 3rd platoon here with a leader HQ team here. We got 2, I believe they're the kind of medium mortars for the Germans here, right there. 2 7.5 centimeter infantry guns, a platoon of 3.7 millimeter anti-tank guns, which is my only real anti-tank, and a battery of 4 10.5 centimeter guns. That will be my only artillery, and possibly the most dangerous element I have, 4 medium machine guns that are set up in the heavy machine gun Lafayette profile.
Nice.
So they should be pretty decisive.
Indeed.
At least I hope so.
Just worth noting, the infantry companies, are they using the early organization or no?
Just for sake of simplicity, I went with no, but theoretically they should be.
Okay.
If we had more infantry stands to go full hog wild, only rifles.
Oh, I thought I had enough.
Unfortunately. But it should be fine for now. If anyone at home wants to try this scenario with a strictly more historical force, you can look to your German command cards and pull out the early infantry organization, and that will get you even closer to the historical reality of the day.
Fair enough. All right, let's get to deployment. All right, and here we are after deployment. So, going to go over the scenario real quick. We're doing a custom scenario here where the French are assaulting up the length of the board. We have an objective there roughly in the center of the table, and one objective all the way over there at the back of the table. Andrew is running the German defense. His objective is to stop me from taking that objective by turn 6. If he can, the game ends in a minor victory for the Germans. No, sorry, a major victory for the Germans. If I could take that by turn 6, then he has to stop me from taking that before my formation breaks. If that is the case, then it's a minor victory for the Germans. If I take that point, it is a major victory for the French. So Andrew has less points than me on the table, but he does have 4 minefields and 4 barbed wire entanglements. I have deployed with my main deployment zone at the edge of the river here, but my cavalry recon could have advanced forward in a pre-game move, so one of the platoons dismounted and moved up, as well as the mortar platoon over there. with the one formation command team with them. The other formation command team stayed mounted and joined this horse unit here. They attempted to cross both the river and the forest to get through to here. All the platoon made it. The company commander did not. And the heavy machine guns also made it through. So then that's the rest of the deployment. In reserve are all of my tanks. They will start coming in on turn 1, I believe is what we decided.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but
we didn't want to do delayed because this is a dedicated French attack.
Yeah.
But we didn't want them to be showing up where he wanted them necessarily.
Yeah, so we are doing a version of scattered reserves in that regard. Not that there's a lot of space to scatter them. We'll make it work.
It's still, like, you may want them, like, you know, center would be ideal because then you got the road, right?
Sure.
But if they show up over there because of French blundering, then you're like, well, okay, now I got to move to the road. So there still is logic to it.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers the scenario. Other things to note is Andrew had to deploy a minimum of half of his company behind there in the main defense line, and could deploy up to half of his company at the forward defense line. So he has elected to deploy a single battery of 2 3.7s that we forgot in the force breakdown.
I also forgot an OP, and he's just hiding in this top floor over here.
Yep. As well as 1 rifle platoon here, and 1 rifle platoon over there. And then
my machine guns
guns are in here.
Both floors, yeah.
Okay. And then in the back here, we've got the 10.5s, the company command teams, the other battery of 4 3.7s, and the last platoon.
3 3.7s. That's one thing I messed up. Is I put
it was 3 and 2.
3 and 2, yeah.
Oh, I see. Our bad. And then the IG-18 infantry guns. I forgot they were there. That's gonna hurt. Oops. Yeah. So, and then, yes, as I said, there's my deployment. So we will roll straight into turn 1 with a French advance. We'll be back after movement. I guess I should roll for my reserves.
Yeah.
Before I turn off the camera.
You do get to check.
Hey, I got a tank unit. I'm going to go with the crappiest of the tanks, the R-35s.
And let's see where they show up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
From that corner. Cool. Okie dokie, here we are after movement. So most of my main formation is just kind of staying put because it's a lot of open ground.
I did kind of barbed wire and minefield a good part of this beginning of the board.
So the Hotchkiss platoon has advanced up to here. The cavalry mortars moved over because I did forget to mention we're starting the attacker with meeting engagement, so I can't fire these anyways. And that cavalry recon platoon moved forward. On the right flank, 1 rifle platoon advanced across the stream to start getting some shots downrange into the building there. They failed a cross-check again. They failed a cross-check. My Renaults came on the board here at the far edge of the scattered deployment zone and crossed through the trees to get to there. And the cavalry platoon is dashing forward with the heavy machine guns preparing to take up positions there if they survive the bombardment. So, we'll go straight into my shooting phase. We're going to start with 2 rifle MG teams on the move into your heavy machine guns. What is your rating, sir?
I believe, I just need to pull this up.
Feel like you're probably careful.
I believe I am. Thank God for Flames of War Forces having cards now. Just hit a button.
Eventually.
Once it loads. There we go. All right. Machine gun platoon is careful.
Okay, so 4 becoming 5 for concealment. Becoming 6 because you're technically gone to ground. Nothing. All right, and then over here, I'm going to do the front 3 rifle platoon into 3.7s. Same thing. Nothing. All right, that is my fantastic turn 1. On to turn 2. Sorry, turn 1. Germans. There we go. In what is probably a shocking surprise, the Germans don't move anything.
I am on the defense. Kind of works.
No, that's fair. Landwehr on the defense. Absolutely. You're just trying to delay me while you guys finish off Poland and prepare to attack France. So Totally makes sense. So we're rolling straight into shooting. We're going to start with some artillery.
I do have to rearrange in my 105s because I placed it a little too close to the main machine gun building.
So where are we putting it?
So I'm moving it here because it's very juicy.
No.
And I'm going to be ranging in on a 4.
You could not.
I don't on the first attempt.
You could really not.
I do on
the second attempt. Okay, we'll be back after figure out what's getting hit. Ouch. Okay, so 2 hits on the 75s. Saving on a 4+. They both fail. Fantastic. And then we got... What was 1, 2, 3 rifle teams? So
yep.
rifle MG teams. All saved. And what was it on this platoon again?
2 rifles there.
1 fails, so 1 dead. And 1 of the command teams, right?
Yeah.
Could you please make firepower checks on my gun teams?
Sure. 3 pluses.
Well, I had some 75s. Ouch. Next, we got the infantry guns. 2 guns firing all on here. So we're hitting the 2 HMGs and 2 of this platoon here.
All right, so black will be HMGs. 2 will be the cavalry.
Okay. Hitting on 3s, but re-rolling successes because 2 guns firing.
Yep. So let's take these 3 successes. Re-roll.
As my kid attempts to kill himself, apparently. So 1 and 1. All right. Cavalry have a 3-up save. So this guy is good. And this guy is good. But they are pinned.
Going to 4s.
Okay, rest of the shooting phase. We got the machine guns from the tan house opening up on the cavalry recon rifles. A lot of dice coming down. If we can hold them all. Hitting on 4s because of concealment. Oh, jeez.
Okay. Not as bad as it could have been, but also pretty bad still. And let's assign these.
13 hits. Okay, 13 hits on the squad. So we're going to go this way. This guy with 2 hits is dead. Shoot. Next guy over is dead. Next guy over is dead. This doesn't bode well. This guy next. He lives. This guy with 2. He's dead. I'll just take him instead. And then 1. Okay, now I have to take him. My company, other company command team lives, and this guy. Dead. Well, that's full platoon down to 2 stands. Ouch. We'll be back with more shooting. All right, next we got those rifle MG teams opening up on what's left of that platoon.
Only 3 can fire, but that should be enough.
Hitting on 4s. 3 hits. 2 and 1.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll put 2. 1 guy's dead, and the last team. Okay, so the company command team lives. They are very pinned down. Very pinned down. Do you have any more shooting, sir?
At this point, no.
Thank God. So I think we just took all of the casualties for this entire Saar offensive right there.
Well, there was 2,000 total, and like he's running.
Oh, I'm thinking the Germans don't have.
Yeah, the Germans
only.
The Germans got far less, but like, funnily enough, this isn't actually that ahistorical because one German MG nest apparently held up the offensive for a few days.
That's fair. Now we're seeing why.
Now we're seeing why. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll roll straight into French command step. I am confident, so we got some unpinned checks. So 4+ here. Nope. 4+ here. Yes. Forgot company commander reroll there. Yep. Company commander himself with his own reroll. Yep. Okay, so they're unpinned. That reconnaissance company commander is unpinned. And then my horsies. We got the heavy machine gun platoon. They all unpinned. And the rifle platoon. They all unpinned. Wow. Okay, we're very motivated. How do you say up the action, boys, in French?
Up the action. I don't know that, but they do have that audace thing.
Allons-y! Allons-y! There!
They very much want to be in the fight.
Okay, tactical them up. I'm going to attempt a follow me, so I'll just move him up as far as he can. And then make a morale check. Believe they're confident. Oh. Oh, well.
Are they a company?
They're a platoon.
Oh, there's the platoon. Didn't you say they had the company commander with them?
Yeah, the one that got stuck in the tree line all the way back there.
Oh, so they're
yeah, I know.
Damn.
I know. I was trying to get them close enough to assault, but it'll happen next turn. It's fine. All right, so movement phase. He finally crossed out of there. The HMGs dismounted and moved into the into the building here. Got one on the top, one on the bottom floor. The rifle platoon here moved into the tree cover to protect them from the buzzsaws. Forgot to mention I rolled for reserves and got one platoon, which rolled a 3 to come on the center, so my Hotchkiss platoon road dashed up. The Renaults tackled their 6 inches.
They're trying, okay?
They're trying.
They're trying.
And everything here moved out from underneath that bombardment as best they could, moving across the riverbank, sitting just outside of 16 from the enemy. My machine guns and mortars there are staying stationary so they can actually fire this turn. So we'll be back with some shooting. Okay, going to kick the shooting phase off. The cavalry 60mm mortar platoon is going to attempt to range in on top of your 3.7s. I will need a 5, because I am trained. And there's terrain underneath the template. Got it on the first attempt.
That'll do.
It'll be right on the center there, so it'll hit both those guns, and then it'll peg a corner of the house. So where are the machine guns in there?
So
literally right there, okay.
Well, you're going to get the... Oh, this house?
No, the blue house.
So you're going to get my OP,
Yep.
a rifle MG team, and another rifle MG team, and another rifle MG team.
All right, so 4 rifle MG teams in the
Yep.
OP. All right, so I'll start with those. 4 is to hit the rifle MGs. I get 2. 1 OP. I don't get him, typical. And the 3.7s. I get 1. So, infantry saves.
Pass.
Okay, and then the 2 rifle MGs. 1 firepower because you're in a building. 4 plus? Question mark. I should have checked that before. Sorry, bear with me, guys. 60 mil is a 4 plus, so I don't kill him.
Okay, so
but both of those platoons are now pinned, and I need a ranged in marker. If you could please put this down there. Sure. Okay, next, my veteran 155mm howitzers will range in on top of that one heavy machine gun. Just him. Nope. Nope. Cocked. Got it on the 3rd attempt. Okay, we'll be back after we figure out what I'm actually hitting. Okay, I hit nothing. I had 7 whole teams underneath it, including that one HMG, but failed to roll any 6s because of the 3rd attempt. I will hit them next turn. We're going to move on to my Hotchkisses in that blue building, shooting across at, you know what, at your building there. The ones with your heavy machine guns.
Yeah, deleting those is going to be very clutch.
Because they are scaring me. I am on the move, so 2 shots each, and there's only 2 of them, so 4s hitting you on 5s because you are not on ground anymore. I get 1 hit.
Okay, I'm going to assign it to the one closest to you.
Yep. Go ahead and save.
No.
Okay, firepower 6 plus. Nope.
But I am pinned, though.
All right, and now my 4 stationary Hotchkisses will shoot back at your... Oh, no, you're not pinned.
Nope.
I need to hit you with direct fire at least 5 times.
Gotcha.
It auto pins when it's artillery. So I'm just going to roll 6 dice times 4, all going into your heavy machine guns. Hitting on 5s. Actually, could you check the range? Am I under 16?
Where's from here?
From these guys. I'm over 16.
Well, no,
all but one.
2 are close. The other 2 are.
Okay. So I'll do the 2 farther away because they'll be hitting on 16 because of range. 2 hits. Okay. Where were those dice the last game? Okay, I jinxed it. I'm moving things around now. Oh my gosh. All right, so 2 hits so far. Now these ones are hitting on 5s because I'm within 16. I just rolled a bunch of 5s. Come on. Last shot. All right, 4 hits in total.
That's 1 per each. So needing 3.
1 fail. 6 up firepower. Oh, so close.
That should pin me though, right?
Yeah, that's now 5 hits. Okay, the R35s that tacticaled forward. I have to check their stats, and I'll be right back. Okay, the R-35s are going to fire with their 37? Yeah, 37 millimeter cannon into that building there. One shot each. Overworked. So hitting you on 6s. Hey, I got a hit.
Needing a 3.
Oh, okay. What's my firepower? It's a 4+. Hey, I killed something.
Take that top team off there.
It only took the worst tanks in the game to kill something, but they did it. Okay. Moving along, we've got a couple more teams here. Now, this is an actual rifle company platoon, so I do have the VB's overhead grenade launcher. So he'll fire, even though they're moving, he can see over with overhead fire, and then 1, 2, 3 teams shooting into their rifle MGs. So I'll do them first, hitting you on 5s. Nope. And then the mortar team, I believe it's rate of fire 2 on the move, on stationary, sorry. So probably rate of fire 1 on the move. Yeah, rate of fire 1 on the move, hitting you on a 5. Gets a hit.
There we go.
Gets a save, okay. It does have a 4-out firepower, so that's going to be helpful too. I think that's everything I have that can really shoot this turn.
So I think it's my turn then, yeah?
I think it might be.
All right.
All right, we'll be back with German turn 2. Okay, so command step, we got motivation, so unpinning. He rolled a 6 for the 3.7s.
Now I'm going to unpin my OP.
Yep.
What's my OP?
Oh, no, the OP is not pinned, sorry. I did not hit him.
Okay, so
It's
just
the
the rifle
platoon
team.
there,
Just the
that's
rifle
right.
platoon.
Yeah.
That's easy enough. They will require a 4+. No.
Is the company commander anywhere nearby?
No, he's all the
yeah,
way
he's
over there with the artillery. So no, they're still pinned.
Okay.
And my machine guns.
Yeah, please stay pinned. I need them to stay pinned. They delete things. Yo, thank
That
God.
could be good. That could
Thank
be good
the
for you.
baguette gods.
That could be good for you.
Omelette du fromage.
Omelette du fromage. Okay.
Sorry, friends. We're Canadian. We're allowed to.
Yeah, but this is good because if we were speaking Quebecois French, we'd piss off the French even more.
Yeah, we.
Oui.
We.
Alrighty, so on to my
Put that.
shooting, I think?
Unless you have movement.
No.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right. We'll be back with some shooting.
I'm going to rearrange in my 7.5.
Okay, so German artillery, stupidly powerful. Also, I mean, I'm advancing into it, and I'm not dug in. And you keep ranging in on my head. Anyways, I lost some teams, including my command team, and a lot of things are pinned now. And I lost a horsey team over there. So now we're moving into the regular shooting.
So my machine guns pinned rate of fire, I think, is 2.
2, yeah.
So I got... He did kill one last turn, so that
That's
helps.
true. So who are they shooting at?
They are going to shoot into that machine gun team, or
Rifles?
rifle platoon.
Okay, so hitting me on 4s because I'm concealed. 4 hits, 3 saves, or 4 saves. I'll save 2. 1 and 2 will die. Okay.
All right, and my anti-tank guns.
Yes. Now, what's their range, sir?
That we have to check.
I feel like they should have like 28 or something.
You would think. Let's have a look. Range 24.
24. Okay. I am definitely within range.
But
I
over
am
half
just over 16. Literally like half an inch. Okay, so I am... What is my stats? So I am aggressive 3+, so with range hitting me on 4s. 1 hit. What is your anti-tank rating?
My anti-tank rating is 6.
My front armor is 3. It penetrates me. So firepower check to blow me up.
4+.
All right.
goes up.
You have killed one of my R-35s. I will mark it with smoking a bit.
Alrighty, and these guys are not pinned. They're going to shoot into that.
I am out of range.
Out of range, yeah.
I stopped at just over 16.
That's a good point.
The HMG can shoot, but that's the only thing that will have range.
I think well, let's just eat the 2 shots.
Is he pinned or not? I can't remember.
They're not pinned, though.
So he'll get 6 shots because he's a heavy machine gun.
Oh, right. Here's me forgetting how good my German MGs are. I'm used to Brenn's, okay?
Even the Brens at the 6, though.
Are they?
When they're being used in the heavy machine gun role? Oh, wait, no, they wouldn't be. It'd be Vickers, I'm thinking.
Yeah, you're thinking Vickers.
Yeah, sorry. 4 saves. 4
There
saves.
you go. You're all good.
And I'm already pinned, so...
Can't really double pin ya.
Any other shots there?
No.
All right. we will roll straight into French turn 3. I'm running out of time to take that objective.
Unpinning.
Yeah. So I am confident. So, mortars. Unpin. Rifle platoon. I don't have a command reroll anymore for that company. Okay. Mortar, or rifle team. Unpins. Lone 60 mil mortar. Okay. Last stand. Stays. Cool. Lone, yeah, that lone 60 or 80. No, that's a 60 mil. It's a cavalry one. Yeah. He does have a formation commander nearby still. He fails to unpin. And then does he run away? No. Okay. Horses over there that are pinned. No.
Rip.
I needed them to unpin. Okay, moving on. Reserves. Yeah. In the center. Cool. All right, French turn 3 movement step. Not doing so great yet. They can't go anywhere, so they dug in, and they succeeded on the first attempt there to entrench. Perfect. Everything else is kind of just stuck because it's pinned. Hotchkisses are just going to stay, risk the shots being lobbed at them to pour more fire into those machine guns. They advanced up. The H-35s tactical down the road 6 inches, and the Samwas came in like cavalry, road dashing forward. On this flank, they're staying stationary to maximize their shots this turn. I attempted to cross into the barbed wire with my R-35s. 2 failed, 1 went in, and I really am at a loss as to what to do with these guys now. So they're just going to stand and shoot and probably die to the repeat bombardment, but we'll see. Speaking of shooting, they're going to take their rifle MG shots. You're under 16. I add +1 because I'm on horseback, hitting you on 5s, becoming 6s because you're concealed. I got 2 hits. What is your saving throw? I'm assuming it's a 3+.
I might not be on the 7.5s. They might be a gun save. Kind of hoping for your sake they are. No, they're infantry saves, so 3+.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, the 37 millimeters from these guys into blue building right over there.
Rifle platoon in that building?
Yeah, I think so. So hitting you on 5s because of concealment, 6s because of overworked. Wow, 1 and a 3. Okie dokie. Those 2 H-35s will machine gun into your Pack 36s. I think their machine guns are 4 shots or 3 shots. 3 shots, so 6. Hitting you on 5 for 2 hits.
2 hits, perfect. 3+ gun save.
Yep. Okay. I will then have the Hotchkiss shoot at your heavy machine guns. 6 shots each, times 4, hitting you on 5s. 3 to start. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the 2 that are farther back, hitting on 6s. And 9 hits in total on 3 teams, so 3, 3, and 3.
Okay, let's roll these up. Count the failures, it's probably the easiest. 1, 2.
Yep, firepower. Nothing, but they are pinned. Then that platoon in the wood line, I'm going to throw the VB grenades first. 2 shots, hitting you on 5s. Both hit. That's at the HMGs again.
Yep. Oh,
okay,
no.
4 up. No. Really. And then 1, 2, 3 rifle MG teams that are stationary. 2 hits.
On
the HMG, sorry.
Yep.
1. Still nothing. All right. So then we've got that platoon there. May now be able to engage your squad over here. Yep. So we got 3 teams in the front rank, and then 1 VB grenade launcher. I'll do him separately. So hitting you on 4 is becoming 5. So that platoon technically has fired because they have HMG. And the grenades. Okie dokie. And then that just leaves a repeat bombardment from the 155s, which we will recap in a second.
All right.
Okay. That was the best part of my turn so far. I succeeded in killing the heavy machine gun attached to 1 platoon, as well as 2 of its teams, and pinning everything there. So, not terrible. Got a lot of pinning down on you, at least. Not on the things that I wanted to take out, but that's okay. We will roll straight into German turn 3.
I can tell you straight, moving's not happening.
Yeah,
so
I know.
that's pretty simple.
Unpins.
Unpins first. So let's unpin my 3.7s.
Let's not. Let's say we did.
They do.
Oh, okay, fine. Heavy machine guns?
This is the one I really want.
Thank the Lords.
They do not. My rifle platoon, they do not unpin.
Vive la Republique.
Actually, no.
Yeah, you're confident, I think.
I'm confident, so they don't.
Yeah, only the SS if
And
you're
these
listening.
guys, they do unpin, so these guys are fine. All right, so still some pins across the board, but other than that, now I could move into. I'm not rearranging in. I think all my range and markers are pretty solid now. So we'll just. Do you want to do that on camera, or are we rolling that?
Yeah, we'll recap it.
Or we'll recap it. Perfect.
All right, after the artillery phase, we've lost a rifle MG team and the last mortar team, and nothing over on the horsies this time. So, not too bad, actually, this turn. A couple of extra pins. There's a pin on them I forgot to put down. Failed to hit them. So, yeah.
Time for some
Actual
pinned
shooting.
down machine guns.
Excellent. They can stay pinned for all I care. That would be very nice.
Same difference either way. I'm going to put it into the guys in the tree line.
Okay, hitting on 4s.
3 hits.
Do you wish to put one on a grenade team?
I will actually, and then you can try
I
and
will
mistake a
attempt
target off.
mistaken. It will mistaken. So 3 rifle MGs. I will lose a team.
All right, next up is these guys. I think are 3, but not for these guys. So 3 machine gun MG teams. Mess with all of them.
Nice.
And the pack guns, they're only going to get 2 shots. They're going to put 1 into those that front tank
R35s?
platoon. Yeah. 1 hit.
Okay. Range tank was 6 to my
Yep.
front armor of 3. I bounce it.
There you go.
Hey, they remembered that they're French tanks.
These machine rifle teams.
Yep.
I am missing 1 from there. They're going to shoot the remainder 6 into the Hotchkiss.
Oh, in the building?
Yeah.
Okay, so hitting on 4s. Oof. Oof. Not bad. Holy crikey.
Yeah, they really don't like the Hotchkisses, that's for sure.
I don't blame them. So 3 up saves once I get enough dice out of my pocket.
Pocket dice.
And I fail 1, so firepower 6 plus, please. Nope. Now you know how it feels, monsieur.
Now I hit you,
sorry.
but I didn't.
You did pin me. Yes,
pin me.
you did
Okay.
pin me. All right, any other shooting?
Not yet.
I feel like you had more last turn.
There was.
I must have killed some stuff.
Yeah, you killed the machine gun here. That's
Oh, that's
different.
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So going into French turn 4, and it's getting close. We'll see if I can even take an objective. I could have just rolled straight into this. Can I unpin the cavalry? I do have a commander reroll now.
He's gonna need it.
Yes! Okay! Looks like charging's back on the menu. All right. Unpin this squad. Yep. Unpin the lone mortar. Yep. Unpin the rifle squad. I think that got hit. Yep. And the Hotchkiss. Nope. Okay. Just put that there. Last stand. Okay. And I think that's actually it.
Okay.
I don't have reserves anymore. Yes.
No.
Okay. So we'll be back after movement. Okay. That's becoming a bit of a cluster. Movement. I advanced into the minefield and succeeded in rolling a skill check and not blowing myself up. They advanced up to some better cover, so they're behind the hill. The wall, that's bulletproof, thank you. And that building there, and then I tried to advance into the barbed wire with the R35s. correction, the H-35s. One passed, one failed. Samoa's moved up. This platoon is slowly advancing. Didn't have quite enough movement to get them all behind the bulletproof cover here. The R-35s, 2 of them finally passed through that barbed wire, and the other one got stuck. And the horses are preparing an assault. Because those 10.5s are getting on my nerves. Anyways, let's go into some shooting. I'm going to do my 155s, and then come right back.
I'm not bothered by this in the slightest.
It's fair. You technically are winning right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so dropped some smoke actually with my 81mm mortars. I forgot they had that as an option. And then repeated with the howitzers and killed one team. Now, the H-35s are going to spray some more machine gun fire into your packs.
Okay.
There we go. 6 shots in total, hitting you on 4s, becoming 5s because you're technically concealed. 1 hit.
3 up. No.
Hey! 6 up firepower. That's cocked.
But I will be...
That's definitely not, yeah. All right. So then, Samoa as a 47mm cannon with 1 shot on the move. I have 2 guys that can shoot. I will take that on the packs. I am not overworked. Hitting you on... Oh, yeah, I was technically hitting you on 6s. Sorry. You didn't die anyways.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
I forgot about the overworked on the H-30. Oh, it's a machine gun. They don't have overworked.
Yeah.
I'm not cheating. Okay. Cannon shots, though, that are not overworked, hitting you on 4s, becoming 5s. 1 hit.
Pass.
No. Got all excited. Okay. Over here, we've got 2 rifle MGs and a VB grenade. And then that rifle MG over there going into your dudes in the yellow building again. So hitting you on 5s. You shot last turn? Yeah. Hitting you on 5. So 1 hit from an MG team and the grenades. Nothing.
All right, so 3 up save. Oh, no.
6 up firepower. Nope.
No.
I'll throw 3 rifle shots from my horses for fun into your IGs. I get a hit.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Might actually do
Gun
it.
shield. Nope. Yeah, I didn't think so. It was worth a try, though.
Good.
And then over here, we've got the 2 R-35s. I will shoot cannons at the blue building. Actually, I'm behind your gun shield now.
Yeah, you can shoot those. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to machine gun fire at those packs. Hitting you on 4s, becoming 5s. I think that's under 16. Yeah, that should be. Yeah, 4 hits, 2 on each.
First ones.
Okay.
Second one.
Okay. Well, that was worth a try. I think that's my shooting. Oh, wait. Can't forget the Hotchkiss. Going into your heavy machine guns, because I hate them.
As you should.
They haven't done anything since the first turn, but I hate them. So the first 2 hitting on 5s. 2. 3, 4, 5, and then the other 2 hitting on 6s. Nothing.
All right.
6 hits in total.
6.
2 on both, or 2 on each.
All right, so first, oh, jeez. First 2, I got a 2 and a 4.
Okay, someone fails.
So keep that track. Next one.
Passed.
Pass. And last one.
Okay, 1 firepower. Oh. One of these days I'm going to roll a firepower 6+.
One day.
One day.
Thank you.
Okay, now I need to check my assault ranges, and I'll be right back. Okay, the assault phase. The assault that we were all expecting is there. The assault we were not expecting is I passed a cross-check and contacted those packs. My side armor is 3, so pretty much the only things that can hurt me, I think, are those
things,
packs.
yeah.
Because the anti-tank on the MGs is 2, right?
Yeah, something like that.
All
It's
right,
not
so
very
take
good.
your 2 shots because you're pinned.
Yeet.
1 hit. Okay. Bounces. I contact you. What is now my actual skill for hurting you? I am still trained. So 4+ to crush a pack. I crush a pack. Oh my gosh. My tanks are better in combat than shooting. Now you may attempt to counterattack or fall back.
Well, counterattacking with a machine gun or a pack gun seems ridiculous. I'm going to fall back.
Yeah. Okay, I won the assault, which means I am now sitting on the objective. I'm not taking it technically yet, but I'm at least within it. I can't believe that worked.
It's kind of how I expected this game to go, actually. Is the French tanks being bullying me like
this. Now to this one. Do they have a direct fire option for the IGs?
Direct fire. Let's see. They do, actually.
All right, so they do get defensive fire.
2 each.
2. Okay. 3 up save. Oh, wow. Okay, I lose 2 guys on my charge in. All right, and now I am going to hit you. And my cavalry platoon is trained, so I got 2 hits on one team. It's dead. And 2 hits on the other team. It is dead. All right.
So,
and then I will consolidate, and we'll be back with German turn 4. All right. So I'm just again have to take a minute. A cavalry charge killing infantry guns.
it's early war. This is exactly what we like about early war.
But it's a cavalry charge. It's 1939, and it's a cavalry charge, and it's not against tanks, which is a common misconception in the Polish campaign. They were charging an infantry company and tanks showed up.
It just happened.
I know.
It's just like it happened nearby, right?
When we get the Poland stuff in the upcoming Barbarossa book, because I'm sure there'll be Poland in it, we will be doing cavalry charges, and they may be against tanks by accident.
By accident. They're charging infantry. It happened.
Yeah.
But now time to unpin some stuff.
Yes, the German unpinning.
The most important one.
No.
They do.
Oh, that's a problem.
And my rifle
Yep.
platoon, they do not.
No.
And these
That
guys-
platoon?
Yep.
They do not. But they can now move because you will not be moving
Yeah.
near. Your line of sight to enemy teams is blocked.
Yeah.
And then unpin the pack.
Oh, right. I forgot they
Yeah.
were around. 4?
No.
No.
And then a last stand on the pack. Of course he sticks around.
He's got a job to do.
But he could not.
Could not, but he don't think so. Okay. Time to do some
Movement.
movement.
And we'll be back after that because he might actually do some movement. All right, so kicking his turn off with the artillery, ranged in the mortars there, repinning my Hotchkiss but not killing, and ranged in his 10.5s on my brave dragoons. And I'm now down to 2 stands. So, poor boys, but they did something, at least. Moving into more shooting.
The now unpinned machine guns
Yeah.
are going to fire into this platoon. So, just roll these several times.
Yeah, that's fair. I am technically in the open because the 2 guys are on the tracks. Ouch. 5. Oh, that's okay. I can use my dice in my pocket.
Let's roll the next ones. So I was 1.
3's up.
Yeah.
4 more or 5 more?
5 more. It's bad. And last gun.
Oh yeah, there's only 3 left. Oof.
That's a lot of machine guns.
I believe I am pinned.
Yes.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams and a command team, which is not part of that team. And how many hits do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, fudge it. I'll just roll them all. No, that's not how we're supposed to do it. I have 6 teams. Okay, which 2 teams do you want to have 3 hits on?
I'm going to put 3 on... Do you have a mortar in there?
Rifle grenade.
Rifle grenade. Put 3 on him.
Okay.
And 3 on the nearest.
All right. So, 3 on my rifle grenade. He dies. 3 on the nearest team. He dies. He dies.
Oh, no.
He dies. He dies.
Rip.
That's the platoon. All right.
Woof.
We'll pull that off and be right back. Pinned.
So 1 shot.
So still 1 shot. So then that wiped out that squad. So then we have the pack gun shooting at the H-35. Hitting it. Bouncing it.
And is my anti-tank rifle facing the correct direction? It is. Oh, but he is facing that way. So I'm going to try and dump one anti-tank rifle
Into
shot.
my R35.
And the rest of the machine gun shots will go into the Hotchkisses in the building.
Oh, yes. Forgot I had them there.
So 1 shot per team. Which of the ones I can see? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 is a machine gun that's attached, so he's going to fire 2 because they're pinned. The rifle teams will fire that many plus the anti-tank rifle. All right. Hitting you on...
so
I'll do the
I am
tank.
aggressive on the R35s.
Yep.
So 3s, but you are pinned and slow firing on an anti-tank, I believe, so that I have +1.
Yeah.
So 4s on the him.
Whoop. Nope.
Okay.
And the Hotchkiss is in the building.
Will also be 4s because of concealment. And while I'm rolling my saves, can you just double check that the anti-tank rifle has slow firing?
I do believe it does.
And I save all 4 of those.
Yeah, it's slow firing.
Okay. All right. Any other shots, sir?
No, I think that's it.
All right. So we'll roll straight into my glorious French turn 5 command step. Unpin the Hotchkiss. They unpin? No. They're confident. They don't have men. Unpin the horsies. They do unpin. Last stand on the horsies. I think they stick around. I will double check that. And I think that's the only things I need to unpin. Yeah. Cool. We'll be back after movement. Okay, movement. It's the Western Front. What did you expect? But on this front, they've finally advanced forward. I attempted to cross into there with a skill check and failed twice. So they just kind of got into the bulletproof cover. The R-35s finally navigated the barbed wire and have moved up into the village. 3 Sombras halted at the edge of the barbed wire while 2 advanced forward and the H-35 moved up. Then over here, my cavalry advanced through the forest and I'm going to attempt another charge. And that's about it. So we'll start with some shooting. We'll shoot, 2 shots here. You're technically concealed, aren't you? Concealed. So I miss. I need a 6. That's okay. We've got the R-35s are going to cannon shot into the tan building. So their cannons are going to be pointing this way. I can't physically rotate them right now.
That's fine.
Hitting you on 4s, becoming 5s for concealment, becoming 6s for overworked. Okay. We are then going to machine gun that H-35 into the pack and cannon shot the other H-35 into the blue building. So machine guns first, hitting you on 5s because of concealment. 1 hit. And the cannon shot hitting you on 6s because of concealment and overworked. No. So save on your pack, please.
Okay. Pass.
Okay. And then the Sombras, we're going to throw those 3 into the tan. Actually, we'll just throw all 5 into the tan building. Cannon shots. These do rotate.
The pegs are just very small.
They are not overworked, so hitting you only on 5s. And I don't get a single 5.
Rip.
Why? Why must you be like this? Silly dice. Okay, I'm going to rearrange my 155s over there on the big bulk of them on your right. Yep, right in the center. Needing a 4 to range in because there's no. Yeah, there's a tree. Needing 4 to range in. Got in the first attempt, so I'll definitely be hitting all of those teams over there.
Yep.
So what do you got? Just
I
rifle
got
MGs?
3 rifle MGs and a mortar.
All right, so rifle MGs first. Hitting them and the mortar. Misses. So
Right.
3 rifle MGs.
3s? Oh no.
Okay, and then firepower 2+. 1 dead. And if it wasn't already, that platoon is now pinned again. And then Hotchkiss into your MG34s.
Pocket dice.
Pocket dice. I love my pocket dice. Hitting you on 5s. 6 times 2.
There we go.
4 hits to start, and the other one gets 7 hits in total.
On my machine guns, yeah?
Yep. So 2, 2, and 3.
All right, 2, 2, and 3. So that's the first one.
1 fail.
Second one.
1 fail.
Track these for the bulletproof. And the last one with 3.
2 fail. All right. So, bulletproof. Nope. Nope. Yes!
There we go.
I knew it would happen eventually.
Take this one.
All right. Then the other Hotchkisses will do the same thing. And I'll come over here where I've got more space to roll. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, into the MG34s. First 2 hitting on 5s and 6s, so that's 2 hits. 3, 4, 5. The other 2 hitting on 6s. 6, sorry. 7, 8, 9. 9 hits. I forgot to take the pinned off marker, sorry.
3, 2 on 4.
Oh, yeah, there's only 2 teams left, isn't there? So 5 and 4.
Should be the end of them.
Well, I still gotta firepower you.
First one? Yep. All right, so firepower on that one.
Just the one, though.
Firepower.
You need one more save on one of them. Okay. So 2 firepower chances. Nope. They are very pinned. All right.
I guess
yeah.
I'll
Yeah, the
maneuver
cavalry
my assaults
going
and
for
bring
it. 4 shots, direct fire. 2 hits. I live. Fantastic. So they contact. We'll continue finishing the defensive fire. We have the R-35s charging in here. You now have the option of putting your anti-tank rifle into here.
It's going to happen.
Or can you? I think I can actually do it at both, can't I?
I have to be facing the direction.
Oh, right, yeah.
So
Okay.
he only one anti-tank rifle shot going into your R35.
Hit on 3.
Nope.
And then side armor shot on a pinned pack. Hits. Equals
So
firepower
bail
to
me.
potential bail.
4+.
Oh,
Bails.
darn. All right, so that forces me back and bails me out. Had to happen eventually. Okay, here. We have 2 teams, contacting 2 teams. I kill 1. You then have to cast counterattack or fall back.
I'm going to actually try the counterattack.
I was going to say, what is your tactical on them? Because if you can't move outside of 6, you die.
I don't have a tactical.
So you die.
I have, yeah.
What is your counterattack?
My counterattack is, it's all my skills, so
No, motivation.
motivation. Last, 4+.
Okay.
So
One
I need
die.
1 dice. 4+, pass.
Okay, so then one guy can swing back.
4+. The gun crew is mad.
Okay. Yep. I'm coming for you. Don't kill you.
4+. I need to roll to see if
Again, yeah.
Yeah. Nope.
So now they can't fall
now
back and they
the gun
die.
crews are dead, yeah.
Okay. We'll take those off in a minute. We got this over here. I'm going to run over your mortar. Yes, I squish your mortar. What do you wish to do? Bearing in mind everything that is within range takes 1 die for a counterattack rating.
Well, I don't have enough, what's it called, anti-tank to actually touch you.
Well, what's your improvised anti-tank is 2. My top armor is 1. And anti-tank rifles can use their native anti-tank if they hit.
My native anti-tank is 4.
For the anti-tank rifle?
Yeah.
Okay, so it can use anti-tank 4 on if it counterattacks in and hits me. But it has to actually counterattack and then move to contact first. And then the infantry themselves can do improvised anti-tank on the top armor. Your anti-tank rating would be 2 at improvised, on my top armor 1.
All right, so I need to pass a confidence check of 4+.
Correct. Which you don't. So everything has to fall back.
Including
So
the
we
ones in the
will
building.
be back after that. Okay, so they fell back and now I can consolidate. Hello. Yeah, so we're moving into bottom of turn 5 with the German command step. So you got some unpins to make.
Yes, so let's unpin the MG42s.
Let's not and say we did.
No. And
Fantastic.
last stand?
Yes, because they are now down to 2. Oh, wait. They're gun teams or infantry teams?
Infantry teams.
Then yes.
They pass
Yeah.
on the
Do they
last
have the...
stand. They have the special rule last stand.
Enjoy the war, right? Or the last... Oh my God. Enjoy the war, whatever it's called.
Third Reich.
That's it. That's it. Yep. All right. Unpin them.
Yep.
Nope. Unpin them.
No.
Nope. And the pack.
This is the big one. No.
All right. So you're definitely not advancing back into town.
But he has to pass the last stand,
Oh, yes.
which he does not.
So he's gone. I think it's safe to say I have taken the town. Can I now take my secondary objective before I lose my formations? Probably not, but we will see. I am running out of troops.
Yeah, this might be the part where we go, the French are just going to dig in here.
Maybe. But
And
we'll
then
see.
for the next game,
We'll see. We'll see how turn 6 goes. If I
We'll
can
see
get
how
rid
it
of
goes.
them,
We'll see
then
how it goes.
I'll attempt.
All right. Don't have to worry about that. Where's that ranging marker that I had? That's for the mortars. You already probably pulled this one.
I did, yes.
Perfect. So I don't have to worry about that. Shooting is actually not going to be too bad. I think we can just immediately go to it because the only artillery I have is the mortars.
Yep. All right. Hitting the 4 guys, re-rolling successes because 2 guns firing.
Cocked.
All right. Then re-rolling the 2 successes. I am aggressive. 1. I live! You know what would be really cool to have shown off?
What?
My 75mm guns with fire burst.
That was unfortunate.
No, it's fine.
That was the biggest case of new model syndrome.
Oh, I
in
know.
a while.
I'm not salty. I'm not salty at all.
All right. Pin machine guns.
Yep.
They
Who
are
are they
going.
shooting at?
They're going to probably shoot the Hotchkisses in that building.
Fair.
And your saves. Honey Badger don't care.
Listen. I may not be able to attack, but the French are good at one thing. It's holding the line.
These 2
Yep.
into them.
Oh, yeah, the cavalry commander. Oof.
And your saves.
Oof. Oh, there was a 1 there for a second. If he dies, my horses run away.
Genuinely, I don't think I have anything else to work with here. Everything else is out of range. So now it's French turn 6.
All right, we'll be back with... Oh, wait, no, I have things to do. Bail back in that single Hotchkiss.
He's back in.
Fantastic. Do I have anything pinned? These guys are still pinned this turn. Okay. They are long unpinned. Ah, the horses. Last stand. No.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's the cavalry completely quitting the field now. That's okay. They actually did...
They did a lot.
They did, actually. It would have been nice if they could have gotten rid of those 10.5s, 3 turns earlier. But, Anyways, we'll be back after movement. Okay, I'm going to kick my shooting phase off with these mortars. They're going to attempt to range in basically in the center of those where the 155s are already ranged in.
So same place?
Yeah, first attempt. Gets it on the second, so hitting 2 rifle MGs and a mortar.
Yep.
On 5, so the mortar. And the teams. Getting 1. Saving through.
No.
4 up firepower. No. 4 or 3 plus. Yeah, 4 up. Okay. Then a repeat bombardment from my 155s on the same point. The mortar team. And the 2 rifle MGs. 1 with a repeat. Okay. Repeat not needed. He's dead. Righty. Cannon shots from the H-35s into your dug-in infantry, hitting you on 4s, becoming 5s for concealment, becoming 6s for overworked. That's off the table. Nope. Okay. The Samoas that failed to cross... Oh, yeah, I forgot to go through my move phase, didn't I? I think you can see what I'm doing, though. I'm going to sweep there. They moved up. And then they moved up, and yeah, my horses ran. Anyways, moving along. 5 Samoas into the remaining MG-34s. I am stationary now.
Yes.
I get 2 shots. Oh my gosh. I can double my chances. Know your limits. Play within it. What am I hitting you on? 5s?
Yeah. That'll do it.
4 cannon shots, so 2 and 2.
I passed all.
Cripey! Why won't you die? All right. Pinned Hotchkiss into the building. So 8 shots. Oh my god. Okay, I got to do these separately. That's right anyways. Because 2 are within 16. So these ones are hitting on 5s and 6s. And then the other 2 are hitting on 6s. So 3 hits.
First one on its own fails. Okay. And the other 2 on its own.
2 fails.
2 fails.
Let's see some battle axes. Nope. All right, the Hotchkiss is in the next door building. Lighten you up as well. 2 hits and 3 hits.
So first one passes, and the one on its own passes. Those MG34s are like my clutch unit, honestly.
The VB shooting overhead, 2 shot stationary, hitting you once. Oh,
there we go.
4 up firepower. You know, we joked at the start of the game how a single machine gun team held up the French advance for a day. But
honestly, this is going pretty well historically because, like, I've killed a captain. That was historical. I've killed several sergeants probably, and I've killed 1 tank.
Yeah.
And I've held
failed
you off
to hold off.
I've held you off with 1 machine gun, but failed to actually hold the town. So right now, this is a pretty good depiction of the Saar Offensive.
Yup. And then we're going to sit here for a month before we fall back because we're afraid to go any farther. Because past that bridge line, we're within range of the Siegfried line.
When the video that, like, what was his name? I forget his name. His YouTube channel does, like, rare historical facts.
Oh, Mark Felton?
Mark Felton. When Mark Felton calls the French to fight reluctance to advance, frankly comedic, his words, not mine. Don't quote me fully. But either way, Mark Felton was joking. He's like, honestly, the French lack of willingness to push any further, they could have really messed up the Germans had they chosen to go further, but they didn't know just how weak the Germans were in this area.
No, we will touch on that in the recap though a bit.
Yeah, it's interesting how this is going to go.
Well, I think we're probably going to call it in this because I'm running out of troops, but we'll see. I think that's my shooting phase. We have some assaults. We'll be back with those. All right, and now I'm bullying poor Andrew. Do you have any anti-tank rifles left here?
Nope.
No? You do have one there, right?
I do have one there.
All right, so take your side armor shot.
Yeet. Oh.
Yeah, that hits. What's your anti-tank rating?
4.
My side armor is 2. You equal it. Firepower.
Ooh, I just
probably a 5+. We'll be right back.
I've not actually hit with an anti-tank rifle ever in any game. 5+.
Okay. Yep. All right. H-35s swinging in, killing 1. What do you want to do?
Well, I can't really fight you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I could improvise anti-tank.
You could.
That is on my skill rating, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to try.
But you have to counterattack first.
4+ needed for that?
Yes, you do counterattack, so then you can move in.
You killed
You're already in base. I did kill 1, yes.
So I'm just going to remove him and move.
So the other team can move into base now.
Yeah.
And then you make 2 attacks.
Needing 3 pluses.
Okay, and then top armor 1 to anti-tank 2.
Yep. So you're fine.
Yeah.
Now you attack.
I counterattack. I failed to counterattack. I fall back. Where's your anti-tank team? I want to kill him. Okay, so swinging. I kill 1.
Move it.
I'll take this one. Then you may counterattack if you wish.
I'm going to try. It's only 2 tanks, 4. So
Oof. Now you can move a bunch of guys in.
He's already in. Let's move him in. Let's move him in. Let's move him in. I don't think he'll reach.
If they can't reach, then they don't move.
Okay, so they'll just stick like that. So that gives me 1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually stays back here. So it's 1, 2, 2.
2 and 2.
Needing 3s. I get 3.
Yep, we're good. Do I counterattack? Nope. All right, well, that wasn't as bullying as I expected. So at the end of French turn 6, we are holding the point, which does allow us to try to continue to take that point. I think I'm going to concede and make my defense line now because I'm down to like one real platoon left in my formation.
And the French were not fighting to the death here. This was not meant to be like a death or glory operation by any means. So like this seems like a good result historically for this.
Yeah, we'll be back with a recap. Okay, I don't even know where to start.
Well, I'd like to think this was pretty close to the actual Saar Offensive results.
Yeah, I will say that.
Like this went, considering we're playing, Blitzkrieg is a good book. Don't get me wrong. Both of us have looked through Blitzkrieg. We're both going, this is fun. We're looking forward to a lot of early war. It is specifically meant for the Battle of France.
Yeah, it's very much May 1940 onward.
So we are kind of playing out of period earlier than expected, but we were able to get the results that were historical with it.
Which is funny because we set up the mission to try and replicate as much of the initial attack as possible. But the fact that it actually played out the way that it did, so close to what we were able to find records-wise of the actual Saar Offensive,
which isn't much,
hilarious. And yes, finding in-depth records is difficult at best for that. Like, we've scoured the internet as best as we could. Short of delving into non-English sources, which we haven't had a chance to yet, very few people really touch on the Saar Offensive. It's mostly just Wikipedia and a few blog posts that we've been able to find. And one of the things was the machine gun team in one of the towns holding up the entire French advance for over a day because their motivation to assault forward was so low. They were very much stuck in that Maginot Line mentality. They wanted to defend. They didn't want to be the ones attacking. And that's understandable given they lost, over 400,000 casualties at Verdun alone in the First World War.
There's a certain level of institutional hesitation at this period of the war. After the Saar Offensive is when the Phony War starts. And the Phony War is fascinating. I've been telling Jacob all about the Phony War for the past few months. And
I knew about it in theory, but I never really knew what happened during it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really interesting kind of weirdness with the early war that people don't expect. Like the fact that this offensive happened at all is one really interesting fact. The Saar Offensive, wait, what do you mean France attacked Germany first?
Yep.
That's funny.
Yep.
But what's really interesting about this is that as Poland gets defeated, the counterattack will involve some German armor.
Yes.
Not a lot of it. It's not invasion of France levels.
Not yet, yeah.
But we do retake some of the territory, but not all of it.
Well, and they actually advance slightly into French territory as well.
But not a ton.
No, about the same depth. They don't quite get to the Maginot Line's actual fire corridors. But to touch on what we were talking about a little bit earlier in the game, the French attack, they had, 40 divisions along the border?
Something like that, yeah.
And they attacked with the majority of 2nd Armée, which had mostly Category B reserve troops, bar a few Category A and a couple of cavalry regiments, hence my horses. But they were fighting what essentially are Landswehr, they're German reservists. They had next to no anti-tank weapons, next to no artillery. I think less than 100 guns for the entire
fairly
front.
Generous.
Oh yeah, we probably had the entire divisional allotment of anti-tank guns on this table, technically.
Yeah, and even the fact that divisional artillery was here, you could make an argument if land were represented as a command card option, wink wink, nudge nudge, ever, they would be worse.
I think there is a reserve card for the Germans.
Yeah, but it doesn't downgrade their rating. It only just gives them the early war organization.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it gives you the early war organization, which I didn't use here just simply out of laziness. We didn't have enough teams and we didn't feel like paying anymore. But they would have been just rifle teams, which makes a bit of a difference.
Yeah, well.
Now, that being said, the most of the stuff that was doing the most damage this game was the machine gun.
And your 10.5.
Yeah. The things that did the damage were still the game would have played very similarly, but German rifle-only teams is pretty distinctive because World War II, you're used to rifle MG teams.
Or just pure MG teams.
Yeah. You don't see the kind of realistically, I could have gotten Great War German infantry to represent them.
That might still happen.
We'll still happen. But then for the actual French attack, the amount that you can represent with what's available in the book is near perfect. Mm-hmm. He was able to copy it. What I did like is that the tanks were really hard to kill. I couldn't touch most of them. The only one I actually managed to kill was with one pack gun.
Yep.
And then he made sure the pack guns couldn't do that again.
Yep.
And then the anti-tank rifles couldn't do anything. That's one thing we're going to notice with any early war content. When you get to late war or even mid-war, infantry is really good. They do the job. And
Yeah,
it's
they
not,
have
and,
a plethora of anti-tank weapon
and
options.
you would think, like, oh, it's early war. Infantry is going to be all over the place. And it is. But this is back when tanks were actually pretty decisive against infantry because the infantry ability to hit back wasn't there yet.
Yeah. And for some reason, the Germans don't have a Panzerknacker card. I'm pretty sure they had anti-tank grenades
But
at
no,
this time.
no Panzerknacker. Well, maybe that's what the improvised anti-tank is, really.
They should have. I'm pretty sure. Did they not have Panzerknackers at this point?
I'm not sure. We'll have to look that up. But I know they didn't have much to deal with like tanks all the time. You'd still have. Not everyone was carrying just a Panzerknacker handy.
Yeah, they should.
Probably handy, but I love what the French tanks did because it felt right.
Yes. Well, and I was going to commit them piecemeal because that was the other thing. There were plenty of tanks involved in this offensive, including Char B1s. However, French command doctrine being so stuck in the past with reference to having tanks only be supportive weapons for the infantry advance, and they just didn't have radios. Everything was either signals or phones, field phones. It was basically a World War I army with some more modern technology on the advance.
Well,
so their tanks, when they were committed piecemeal. You'd see a couple of tanks here and there, but no major decisive breakthrough thrusts like the Germans would, or later the Soviets in the war, and obviously the Allies. So I was trying to replicate that with the scattered reserves, and it sort of worked. I still ended up having the large majority of them coming from the center.
Listen, like you would have had the tanks consolidate during a battle like this. It would have happened just on the ground level from command. The fact they were committed piecemeal is still the same.
Yeah, and it still kind of felt that way with my reserves coming.
What is fascinating is that the actual Great War French infantry he's using here.
Oh yeah, technically only half of the army is modern French.
Yes, but that doesn't. It technically still works because like the shows and labels were still very much around.
Oh yeah, all Category B reserve troops essentially had shows and labels. It was only the more modern actual reg force of the French army that had the more recent weapons.
Yeah, like the FM-29.
Yeah,
that's a fascinating gun. Like, it's a BAR but flipped upside down. It's a weird design. What really gets me is just like with the shows, like you can see the little model shows. Like it's nice to have models that look the part. And the French infantry, the plastic ones look great. The metal ones look great. I'm loving the look of the new models. This is such a fun period. Late war gets a lot of the lion's share of attention.
It does.
It's very common. It's very easy to get into. There's a bunch of starter boxes. But then with early war, the fact that Battlefront's actually committing and offering plastic for this.
Yeah, no, I think the plastic range will
It's going to be
I don't know if it'll necessarily make it as popular as late war, but the ease of entry is going to be so much better.
And this is something I've discussed with Jacob a few times. It's like regionalism in hobbies. Like for the New Zealand and Australian contingent, a lot of their war is mid-war. Like their family lore is mid-war. My family lore is mid-war. That's why I'm so into mid-war as opposed to late war. For a lot of North Americans, though, they're kind of like intro to the past is through what their family does, and that generally equals late war
for us. Yeah, I technically my great grandfather served in the regiment. He was in Sicily and then Italy, but again, Italy and later on when they went to Holland, that's all late war. Sicily's the closest to mid war that my family gets to. I think my dad's grandfather or father was in the Merchant Marine, but that was only in like 1944, 1945 as well.
This is like the one funny thing is like everyone, especially with Canadians, like we kind of think, oh, mid-war is when we got involved. And we've discussed it before in the Pacific Battle Reports where like Hong Kong happened. Yeah, that was 42.
That's a good point.
But here's the big one. There were Canadians as part of the BEF. But they were in the second BEF, not the first one. So the first BEF we're going to see when we get to Arras and stuff like that, right? Man, we have some stuff planned for our ass.
We do have that.
But what's going to get me is, like, with Canadians, they were around, but they didn't see combat. Second BEF, they kind of got close, but then they left something behind, and then they got pulled out.
Yep.
What's really funny is the French could actually bring a British unit because this 52nd Highland was assigned to the French 10th Army.
Yes, defending the Maginot, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was 10th Army. I feel like it's 10th Army. But, like, they were attached as a full division to one of the French armies just to get experience along the Maginot Line. And then they were also not involved with Dunkirk because they didn't evacuate out of Dunkirk. They were involved in a lot of the French actions on their way to Calais.
We'll see some British supporting some French then. I mean, we're definitely going to see that. He's touching on Arras. We do have some big plans there. We'll let you know. It's coming soon.
It's coming. But the fact is, like, the French, like, they get a bad rap for this period of the war. But look, they attacked Germany first.
Yep.
Like, say what you will.
It's 1939 and somebody is invading, but it's not who you think. Yeah. Oh, that should have been how I started.
Yeah, well, but benefit of hindsight.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just dub that in. But yeah, no. You 100%. This played out without even we tried, but we weren't really trying. But it still played out so close to what little history we found on the Saar Offensive, and the fucking and the Somois are just I love them. Honestly, I love them. I've always enjoyed the look of the French tanks when I play War Thunder. They kind of look like ducks to me. I don't know why.
They have a duck shape.
They do have a duck shape, and I love that. But
Girls and Panzer does not help.
Oh my god, I need to watch that again. But actually having them on the table and being able to play them is just so fun. I cannot wait until we hit the actual 1940 in a game or two, and it's going to be German tanks fighting French tanks, fighting English tanks, and it's going to be fun. We have a lot of early war content planned for this year. Thanks to Battlefront, it is looking to be the year of early war. We got Barbarossa coming out sometime in the fall, I believe. If I remember correctly from the Christmas video, there is also a late front Italian compilation coming out, and I'm very excited to do some videos on that. So please do look forward for that. But for the foreseeable future, we are definitely going to be delving deep into the invasion of France. Let us know what you'd like to see in the comments below. If you like what you've seen today, please do hit that like button. Share us around to your friends. And yeah, don't forget to check us out on our social medias. We got Facebook, Instagram. We do have a Discord. Again, links all down below. And as always, we're pulling for you. Just keep sticks on the ice.